Okay, section 6.3 is almost exactly the same as 6.2, except that the n is much smaller. That's how you're going to be able to tell whether you're in 6.2 or 6.3. So like on question number 7, okay, there's 12 cars serviced. That was n equals 12. The mean is 8.3 with a standard deviation of 1.4. It never even comes out and says, oh, from past studies, sigma is known to be. That's, as I said, completely unrealistic. And this t interval is going to give us a little extra wiggle room anyway. So we're going to throw out the completely unrealistic idea that somebody's going to give you sigma. But it does say, assume that the data is normally distributed. Okay, basically that it makes a bell curve. I mean, if I've only got 12 data points, it's hard to see a bell when I put those on like a little graph or something. It might not make a nice little bell-shaped histogram or anything like that. So, you know, it's going to have to say that. The problem has to say that. If you only talk to 12 people, if you want any stats to work at all, it has to pretend that it's normally distributed. So the problem will always say that. And so if you're doing like a exam question, how are you going to tell the difference? 6.1, you're going to be able to tell those because those are yes or no questions. And 6.2 and 6.3 are numbers questions. And then the difference between 6.2 and 6.3, just look at that n. Okay, yeah, all that, did they give me sigma, didn't they give me sigma, all of that stuff. I mean, it's part of the theory, but if you're going to be able to work any problems, if it's in section 6.2, n is going to be greater than or equal to 30. If you're in section 6.3, n is going to be less than 30. That's how you're going to know what section you're in. Okay, so I've picked out the information from this one. And so stat and test, and breeze past all the ones that actually have the word test on them. It's choice 8. Right underneath the z interval, there's t intervals. Stats. Okay, again, it's not like they give me a list of the 12 numbers. I'm going to leave it on stats. X bar, all right, 8.3. SX. They give up on even asking for sigma. Now they're asking for S. So 1.4. N is 12. Sea level, 95%. 0.95, and calculate. Then you think you've broken your calculator because it takes forever to answer the question, but it's just, it has to think about these ones longer. 7.4105, comma, 9.1895. All right. So that answers that. There's my confidence interval. And then, just in case they ask for margin of error, big minus little divided by 2. 9.1895 minus 7.4105 and divided by 2.8895. Now, when you go to look at question number 8, it takes you through it a lot slower because it doesn't tell you what X bar is and it doesn't tell you what SX is. It actually gives you a list, and then 8A says do one variable stats to get the mean, and B, do the one variable stats and get the SX. Okay, and then C is to go ahead and do these 2 steps. Okay, if you wanted to use the data thing on there to answer C and D, instead of using the leave it on stats, you could put it on data and it would do it for you once you put all the data in there. But as long as you have to answer questions A and B anyway, and then you have the mean and the standard deviation, you might as well just leave it on stats and go ahead and put them in by yourself.